Welcome to the first organ on the list, the liver.
Welcome to the liver. As you can see, it ain't the liver you saw in books. Our talkative guide you hear in the background, Super Vizet, and the unraveled story will explain the phenomenon of these weird looks.
Fixing issues with temperature and blood filtering, bots must be convinced to clear the place and quarantine it. Liver is ran by the foreman, the extant like you. His crew's help is needed to fix the organ. But now the bots
We know you love shooting, and this is a good moment to talk about guns again. Fast reminder, the left one is the MEC for destruction and the right one is ARS for sanitation with Remedium. Both weapons use separate fuel to operate. The left gun uses energy from your power source, also used for some other functions we'll discuss later, and the right one uses the pool of Remedium. Both energy and Remedium regenerate. Each gun has 4 different modes of firing. Let's check them out quickly. We'll start with the MEC. Basic firing mode shoots out a single projectile of energy, a cheap lifesaver. Rapid cannon mode has continuous fire like a full autogun, eats energy faster and deals higher damage per second despite single projectile being weaker than basic one. Scatter cannon shoots tiny pellets of energy in a widespread cone. It's very effective in close combat and deals way less damage to the remote targets. Sharp cannon creates a massive, precise jolt. You can zoom in this mode using the middle mouse button. Pulling a trigger shots a regular shot, while the overdrive used by holding the trigger charges the gun for a powerful shot. One crucial thing about the MEC requires mentioning, it's collateral damage. By hitting the organ's tissue with it, you deal damage to it, hurting the patient. On the left side of the screen, you see a miniature 3D representation of the organ we're in and its current state. It deteriorates with time as it's ill. Reckless shooting makes things worse. Let's shoot the organ with scatter mode, for science of course, to see what happens. Whoops! We can clearly see we're causing a lot of harm. Let's not do that again. Fortunately, there are ways to revert the damage, and we'll disclose them later. Now, moving on to the ARS, our way of healing but also weakening morphs and their cytoshields. Fun fact, morphs is short for morbifics, another word for pathogens. Basic firing mode is quite cheap to use and may come in handy for simple tasks. Biowell mode fires a thin beam of pressurized Remedium for precise injection of medicine. Best used when fired continuously, though it drains Remedium fast. Splash mode creates a huge drop of Remedium, dealing area damage. Chain mode generates ionized bolt of Remedium that, after hitting a target, seeks out another nearby enemies and creates a chain of lightning between them. Firing the Remedium into the organ neither damages nor heals it. The latter can be achieved by interaction with various elements of the organ's microlife and devices abandoned by other nanobots. Finally, we'll get to see some action. In the beginning of the game, you'll find morphs with 3 types of attacks. The melee ones try to approach you and attack you directly. Other ones shoot projectiles that follow a linear pattern. They're not particularly skilled shooters, but in groups they can pose a threat. Lastly, the most mutated of morphs have created homing projectiles that will try to track you down. You can shoot them down too, fortunately. When aiming at an enemy, a small overlay with basic info will pop up. The type of the pathogen you're dealing with, their current level, basically how tough they are, and their health or structure points, the red bar. Sometimes also a cytoshield level will appear as well, that's the blue bar. Enemies that have it are a bit tougher, as it reduces energy damage significantly. But that's what Remedium is for, weaken the tougher foes with the ARS gun. The less cytoshield they have, the more damage they'll sustain from the MEC. By the way, aside from the MEC and ARS, you have another way of pounding the morphs. When low on both energy and Remedium, or just in a tight spot with morphs very close, you can always resort to primitive but effective stabbing. triggered by the left Alt key by default. What makes Nanoplus the most unique nanobot aside from an arsenal of more medical weapons? The gift from Super Vizet, the grapnel that allows him to travel like no one else. Move from one point to the other, climb obstacles, make quick getaways, attack mobs by surprise. When the triangular reticle in the middle of our screen is green, the target is in grapnel's range, and as long as we hold the Q button by default, we ascend. Being hit may interrupt the grapnel though. When we arrived at the target area, we can make a boosted upwards jump to reach ledges and planes by still holding the Q button by default and pressing the jump key, spacebar by default.